Tina Turner. When you hear her name, you might think of a raspy, powerhouse voice, the fringed dresses, the legs that dance like lightning. You might think of Proud Mary or What's Love Got to Do with It? But before the spotlight, before the Grammys, before she became the queen of rock and roll, Tina Turner was just Anna Mae Bullock, a little black girl from Nutbush, Tennessee, raised in the kind of silence that too many of us know. The silence of broken homes, the silence of neglect, the silence of wounds that nobody tended. Her parents didn't stay. She grew up shuffled between family, often left feeling unwanted. That's where the seed was planted. The kind of seed that tells a girl she ain't worth protecting. And predators, abusers, toxic men, they can smell that seed from a mile away. Enter Ike Turner, a man who spotted her talent but also spotted her vulnerability. Ike didn't just make Tina a star, he made her his prisoner. And I don't use that word lightly. The abuse was hidden in shadows. Tina herself said it loud, on stages, in interviews, in her autobiography. Ike beat her with wire hangers. He burned her with hot coffee. He graped her before shows. He smashed her face so bad she'd have to smear makeup on bruises and still smile under stage lights. He'd isolate her, humiliate her, remind her she was nothing without him, and yet she sang. She performed. She turned pain into art because survival was her only option. Now let me pause right here. If you're a single mother, 35 or older, struggling in silence, tell me this doesn't sound familiar. You're smiling through bruises nobody sees. You're going to work with your hair done and your spirit undone. You're carrying kids on your hip while carrying pain in your chest. Tina Turner's story? It's not just celebrity drama. It's the mirror of what too many women live every single day. Here's the turning point, though. One night, after years of hell, Tina Turner walked out. She left. She left Ike Turner with nothing but 36 cents and a mobile gas card. Think about that. The queen of rock and roll broke, bruised, and starting over at 39 years old. Not 19, not 25. At almost 40, she had to rebuild from ashes. And rebuild she did. Piece by piece, stage by stage, Tina Turner clawed her way back. She worked Vegas shows. She cleaned houses. She played backup gigs. And then she blew up. What's Love Got to Do with It didn't just win Grammys. It became an anthem for every woman who ever asked a question in the middle of abuse, in the middle of neglect, in the middle of a life where love and pain got twisted together. But here's what makes Tina Turner legendary. She didn't hide the truth. She wrote it down in her memoir. She let the world see the scars. She stood on stages and named the violence out loud, back when black women were told to keep family business quiet. Her story became a lifeline for survivors who thought they were alone, because if Tina Turner could walk away, if she could survive with 36 cents and turn it into an empire, maybe, just maybe, there was hope. And Tina didn't stop there. She used her platform to normalize conversations about domestic abuse, especially for women of color. She didn't sugarcoat it. She didn't hide behind pretty words. She said, I was abused. I was raped. I was beaten. And I left. That level of raw honesty cracked open silence for generations of women. Now, here's the emotional gut punch. Tina's life teaches us that survival isn't about perfection. She didn't escape early. She didn't have a clear plan. She didn't walk out strong and whole. She walked out broken. But walking out broken is still walking out. Too many women wait for the right moment for strength to magically appear. Tina showed us that sometimes you gotta leave while you're weak, because strength doesn't show up before the exit. It grows after. Even in her later years, living in Switzerland, Tina Turner never forgot survivors. She lent her voice, her story, her truth to the organizations like Safe Horizon, amplifying the fight against domestic violence. She became a global face of resilience, not just in music, but in the movement to help women reclaim their lives. Tina Turner's proof that you can survive the unspeakable, rebuild from nothing, and still leave behind a legacy bigger than pain. So to every woman listening who's in the middle of hell right now, hear me when I say this. Tina Turner had 36 cents. You might feel broke. You might feel trapped. You might feel like you got nothing. But nothing is enough if you choose yourself. Tina Turner's life is the sermon, the proof, and the anthem. Survival is possible.